What happened with Simone a few days ago has been completely devastating for me. I feel so bad. It truly sick to my stomach thinking about what she must be going through. I'm sending her all the love and support, and it's just terrible.
Have you spoken with her?
I have reached out to her. I've heard back from her, but we haven't been able to, of course, understandably, she's had a full conversation yet.
When she initially withdrew from the team competition and from the all-around, where she would have been a prohibitive favorite if she was on her game, people grouped it with the whole idea of mental health issues in sports, and that's legitimate. But her situation is different from Naomi Osaka or Michael Phelps, who's spoken out about it, because if you explain to us what the twisties are, if she wasn't in the right headspace, something catastrophic could have happened beyond discomfort, stress, and emotional distress.
Yeah, gymnastics is one of those sports where it is so dangerous, and I know that athletes make it look like it's easy, but it's definitely not. You know, in gymnastics, if you run a little bit too fast, you run a little bit slower, you know, this light goes into your eye a certain way, you even like sneeze at the wrong time, mid-air, anything can happen where you just feel a little bit off, and maybe they're a little bit jet lagged. The pressure must be, I can't even imagine what it must be like to be Simone right now. The pressure that she has had on her for the last few years is just, I can't think of another athlete that has similar to that.
Let me jump in. She has competed in the past with a kidney stone and a broken toe. But when you're up in the air like that, and you have to have the muscle memory, when she uncharacteristically didn't stick a landing and stumbled a little bit, we now learn that that was probably because it wasn't clicking up here rather than down here, right?
Yeah, it's actually very common. Simone called it the twisties, where I sometimes say where you're getting lost in the air. You know, I would do the same vault that she was performing. It's a 2.5 on vault, and I would actually sometimes do just a half twist. Sometimes for me, when my hands are on the table, if it feels a little bit different, you just get a little bit lost in the air. It might be even if your head position's a little bit different, you just don't know where you are. And it is very, very common. Simone and I have talked about it many times, and it's something where sometimes it takes a day to get back. Sometimes you just need to go to the bathroom, get a drink of water, come back. Other times it takes weeks to get back, or even months, or you have to completely change the skill entirely and not do it again. And it is completely heartbreaking and gut-wrenching for me to see that she is dealing with this right now, because she doesn't have the comfort of her own home gym to be able to say, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna like take a nap, I'm gonna rest, and as we say, I'm gonna turn the page, come back tomorrow. I can try it in the foam pit, and because the foam pit is, you're not landing on a harder surface. They have hard surfaces in landing, so there's really no room. If she lands a little bit off, she can really injure herself. Of course, you're flipping around, you could fall. There are gymnasts sharing their stories in support of Simone, saying that they actually broke their neck and were paralyzed. So anyone who doesn't understand it has to recognize the severity and the danger of it, and hear that and understand that they don't know anything about this sport, but also we will never know what's going on in Simone's head, and we just have to be supportive and recognize that the pressure that she was under was way too much. Nobody should ever have to have that weight of carrying a whole entire Olympic Games like she did.
But that alone, as I take it, that alone would not have stopped her. It was the possibility that the combination of factors had created a disconnect between her mind and her body that would have led not just to a subpar performance, but could have led to a catastrophic injury.
Yeah, I'm curious whenever Simone is ready. I'm curious to chat with her to see if she even understands what's happening, because sometimes, you know, you feel good and you just get lost. Sometimes you might get lost in the air because you're a little bit more tired, maybe your legs give out, but other times you might actually feel so good that you have too much power and you're not used to it and you get lost in the air. So I have no idea if she even knows what's happening, but it is something where sometimes you just have no control over it. You feel like your mind and your body are disconnected, and I'm not sure what's going on in Simone's mind, but all I can say is that it is very serious, and I support her with all of my heart, and my heart is completely broken, and I've truly been sick about it the last few days.